The Kidnapping of Edgardo Mortara, 1997, by David I. Kertzer examines the infamous abduction of a Jewish boy, Edgardo Mortara, by the Papal States in 1858, under the orders of Pope Pius IX. The case arose when a family servant claimed to have secretly baptized Edgardo as a Catholic, prompting the Church to declare him a Christian and forcibly remove him from his family. Kertzer argues that this little-studied, yet deeply significant event highlights the complex tensions between religion, state power, and individual rights in 19th century Italy. The book meticulously details Edgardo's abduction by the papal police, the anguished response of his parents, and the broader Jewish community's futile efforts to reclaim him. While the Church claimed that Edgardo embraced Catholicism and willingly rejected his Jewish heritage, many accounts suggest that he and his family made repeated but unsuccessful attempts to reunite. Kertzer's scholarship has been widely praised for shedding light on the abuses of power by the Papal State and the cultural and religious divides that framed this tragedy. Kertzer begins by situating the event within the broader context of Italian history, where the Catholic Church wielded immense influence as both a spiritual and political authority. At the time, the Pope governed the Papal States, blurring the lines between church and state, and tolerance for non-Catholic faiths was virtually non-existent. Even some Christians faced persecution for diverging from Catholic orthodoxy. In this environment, the claim by a former servant that Edgardo had been baptized without his parents' knowledge set the stage for the Church's intervention. Declaring baptized children irrevocably bound to God, the Church orchestrated Edgardo's removal. In June 1858, police arrived at the Mortara home in Bologna, and despite the desperate protests of his parents, Momolo and Mariana, seized the young boy and took him to Rome. Kertzer's account not only reconstructs the traumatic events surrounding Edgardo's abduction, but also explores the broader implications for Italian society. It reveals how religious institutions leveraged their authority to suppress dissent and control individuals, often at great human cost, and underscores the enduring conflict between personal liberty and institutional power. The following day, the police escorted Edgardo to Rome, while his family continued to appeal to the Inquisitor in Bologna, but their efforts were in vain. They eventually learned that the person who had baptized Edgardo was a Catholic girl named Anna Morisi, who believed the child might die in infancy and wanted to ensure his salvation. News of Edgardo Mortara's kidnapping spread rapidly across Italy, resonating with both Jewish and Christian communities. The story eventually reached beyond Italy, sparking debates about the Church's right to intervene in family matters as far as Northern Europe and the United States. Prominent voices like the Rothschild family and even Napoleon III condemned the Pope's actions. In the United States, many Catholics distanced themselves from the Vatican, viewing it as a despotic institution. Despite the growing opposition, Pope Pius IX remained resolute, maintaining that Edgardo's baptism proved his belonging to the Church, not his Jewish family. The Pope had a personal stake in Edgardo's fate and was determined to raise him as a Christian. The hope that the annexation of Rome during the Italian unification in 1870 would lead to Edgardo's return to his family was dashed when, by then, Edgardo had grown into a young adult. Momolo and Edgardo's brother, Riccardo, found him during Rome's capture, but their attempts to bring him back failed. The dominant narrative suggests that Edgardo voluntarily stayed with the Church, unable to reconcile with his Jewish heritage. To remain in the Church, he defied the Roman chief of police's orders to return to his family, secretly boarded a train out of Rome, and eventually joined the priesthood in Austria. He visited his family many years later, but by then, his father had passed away. The kidnapping of Edgardo Mortara sheds light on the extreme consequences of a society where church and state were not separated. Though the outcome was tragic for many, it sparked critical discussions on individual rights and religious freedom, ultimately contributing to the advancement of human rights across the civilized world. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.